Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages.
They don't care. They don't care.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a sister who came online to talk about how she's 30 years old, single, but she has a degree. She has created apps, like she literally was listing all her accomplishments, what she has done for herself and the things she has attained for herself. And this has struck a entire conversation because she was talking about why are people telling her that her standard is too high when these are the things she has accomplished for herself. She has created 4 apps for iOS. She has a degree. She speaks 3 languages, written a couple of books and all that. And this has triggered an entire conversation about a woman's standard being high and accomplishment. And most of the people that are the men. The men are not having it. They are Anyway, we're going to hear the video, like watch the video and people's response to it. Then I'll come back and share my thought. But I don't know why the men will be pressed with this, but I'm going to talk more to my ladies while I give my thoughts. So anyway, let's go check out this video and then we'll come back and talk more.
Maybe your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages.
Ooh.
In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23. You wear skinny jeans. We're not grading this on a curve. Standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial.
With all due respect, do y'all want to get married because you have a degree or because he understands that you're loving? With all due respect, do y'all want to get married because he understands how caring you are or because you're fluent in 4 different languages? With all due respect, do you want that man to marry you because he understands how incredible of a person you are without him? Or do you want him to marry you because you make a lot of money? I'm just asking at this point because a lot of you are coming to the table with your accomplishments, and I'm not trying to dim the light on the hard work you guys have done.
Okay.
Not trying to do that at all. But the same way you hate when that finance bro can only talk about himself and his accomplishments, and he thinks he's top stuff because he used to do this stuff or he does these things in life, you as a woman understand that that don't mean nothing. You could be a terrible man. I don't care if you did run a Fortune 500 company. You could be a terrible boyfriend. You could be a terrible husband. So why do y'all come to the table with the exact same thing y'all used to critique? I forgot, it's not the same.
Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23.
They don't care. They don't care. The only love language a man cares about is his love language and whether you are fluent in it or not. The only program he cares about is whatever program is making your ass tight, fit, and plump. Girl, the only time they care about you squatting is if you're squatting in the bedroom. Don't pretend like you don't know what I mean. The only books my man cares if I read are parenting books to make sure I'm not effing up his children. They don't care about your financial portfolio, honey. They care about your Instagram portfolio and how many pictures make you look like a hoe. Listen, I think you're a boss, babe. For real, I want to be you. But as cool as that is to me and other females, that's not what's gonna find you a man. Not one that's gonna want to keep you, at least. Because unfortunately, I know too many 40-year-old women that are childless, single, and also speak 3 languages and have written books who have no man. But you'd make a great escort. I'm thinking political events, I'm thinking the Capitol, or a spy.
Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23.
Look, man, ladies, I mean, we done try to tell y'all and tell y'all, but I'm not gonna say the obvious. But close your eyes and pretend the voice that you hearing that just gave that description had a couple of and just pretend it was some octaves lower than that pitch. Like, would you be turned off by that if that was a man describing himself? If you asked him, you know, like, what, tell me about yourself, and that's what he gave you? Like, would you be attracted to that description from that man? No, you wouldn't. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, men don't care about degrees, blah, blah, because men do care about this stuff. It's just not the only thing. And then these women, these types, make it their entire personality. And like I've said a million times before, y'all don't like men who do this, who make money, who make their stock portfolio, who make their careers, who make their cars, or whatever the case may be. The fact that they might play a sport, like, y'all don't like men who make that their entire personalities, right? So why the would men like a woman that make those types of things, accomplishments, money, whatever, their entire personalities? All these think pieces, blah, like, it's literally that simple. And y'all understand this, because when it's a man doing the same exact thing, you're turned off. You guys like to say, oh, he just sounds like he's overcompensating for something, right? She's trying to convince herself why she's not in a relationship. But hey, man, she became the man she always wanted.
Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio.
For the women who are just eating this video up, I want y'all to understand something. Imagine if there was a man who led with his wallet and his accomplishments. And when he talks about dating, all he talks about is never spending money on a woman and never being around a woman who isn't as accomplished as him. Y'all say it all the time, there's nothing worse than a wealthy, stingy man. Because what's the point? It's the same thing with women. Y'all just don't want to see yourselves in that light. You've spent 10, 15 years getting degree after degree after degree, dominating in the workplace, doing all of this. Those are your only reputable skills that you can show, like, hey, look at who I am. Then you want to get in a relationship and not share any of that. And if you are even sharing knowledge, it's coming from a place where you're trying to belittle someone and show someone how smart you are. You definitely aren't spending money on the relationship, and you definitely don't want to be with anyone who's beneath you in terms of intelligence.
Why would I?
Right? You see how stupid that sounds? To most men, it seems like, well, her greatest attributes aren't going to be shared or put up on a wall anywhere in our house other than where she hangs her degrees and where they collect dust. It means nothing to a man. If you are the normal type of woman who you don't want to help pay the bills, you don't want to do any of that. Now, if that's not you, I'm not talking about you. But most of the time, no matter how much money she makes, she talking about, I want a man who make more money than me because she don't want to be paying them bills. Again, if that is your biggest attribute and you don't share, what sense does it make? You better be the greatest. You better have the greatest personality anyone's ever seen. You know, it doesn't make sense.
So it's this girl that's going viral. Her Instagram is Aciology or something like that. And basically she's going on talking about how why am I even doing? She's going online talking about how she's basically overqualified. She started a bunch of apps. She has a good education. She's 30, she's single, and she's a black woman, and dudes wear skinny jeans. They're not on the same level, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just roll the clip.
Maybe your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23. You wear skinny jeans. We're not grading this on a curve.
So let me just get this straight. So you're basically saying that you're overqualified with certain dudes that come and try to talk to you, or you're single because dudes that come try to holler at you or anybody that you want to meet end up not being on your level. What kind of self-centered shit is that? And like, people need to realize, like, all of these achievements and qualifications and these educations and stuff, it don't got nothing to do with nobody but you and that college institution that you got your degree from. Okay. Whether you making apps, making a lot of money, whatever, that's all fine and good. But sweetheart, you had me when you said 30 and single in the same sentence. Let that sink in. Let's keep it $150. And something y'all fail to realize, you can be the baddest, smartest, richest chick, richest person in the world. You got your head on straight, whatever, whatever. But let me tell you something. Even Jeff Bezos got divorced from his wife. He is a billionaire, a smart billionaire, and he still got divorced. So let that sink in, because you're talking about qualifications and stuff like that. You basically became the man of your dreams. So you're single because you are your other half. You're your own
There's
significant
nothing
other,
wrong with that.
apparently. Now, I don't know if her implication was that she don't need a man or whatever, or if just men that she's around are not on her level. But if that's the case, if the latter is the case, then maybe you just need to talk to people that are above your level, because you're just making it sound like a lot of dudes are wasting your time. But that's also on you for choosing those kinds of dudes that you run into. Because you over here talking about skinny jeans, that was very specific. That was very specific. And this just reminds me of, God rest his soul, this just reminds me of that whole Kevin Samuels debacle about like a high value man and a high value woman. Like, yes, on paper, you are a high value woman. According to your financial standards and your, where your head is at, and your morals and whatnot, you are a high value woman. But what do you like as a person? What is your personality? What is your personality like? How do you act when you're around your significant other? How do you act when they're away? Are you an insecure person? Do you trust yourself? Do you believe yourself? Like, that all plays into being a high value woman, if that's what you're trying to be, if that's this image that you're trying to put on for social media. But you basically saying, no dude out here can you for real because you just got the best motion. And I mean, hey, good for you. But to be honest with you, dudes don't even really care about that. I'm gonna just keep it $150. As long as you kind-hearted, as long as you got your head on straight and you ain't, being promiscuous, and you just, got some form of income, we really don't care. We really don't. Because usually, and I hate to say it, usually the dudes are the providers of the household. But as society starts to progress forward, sorry, that was loud. But as society starts to progress forward, like, dudes just really want to build with a female for real. Y'all be wanting results, like instant results and instant gratification, and like y'all don't be understanding. We have like a process. We want to build with y'all. We don't want to just, come into a relationship already having shit, because then you just gonna leech off of us. And it's like, if we cool, like if we locked in for real, like do what you want to do, but like I ain't finna just have you over here trying to, run after all of my dollars and bills and get what's in my pocket, and you ain't got nothing going for yourself. But once again, if you got a problem with the dudes that aren't on your level, then stop dating bums. Stop talking to bums. Stop entertaining bums. That be your problem half the time. Y'all be all the way up here, and then y'all just want to stoop down here to mess with somebody that y'all think is cute. Oh, he has good skin, or oh, he looks so fine. Like, y'all, that's on you. Honestly, that's really on you. Y'all love to chase after the bad boy. Y'all love to chase after the dude that don't really got nothing going on just because he look good, or you think y'all's children are going to look good. And it's like, now you see the shit starting to unfold. Like, standards are rising. But just because standards are rising don't mean they need to be unattainable, let's say. It doesn't mean that they need to be unrealistic, let's say. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Proud of you, Hopefully you find somebody that is on your level or above your level, you know what I'm saying? Stop dating bums. What else? Be yourself. Stop putting on for the internet.
I don't know why these men are so pained. All I'm seeing right now on the internet is men that are so pained that women have chosen not to settle for less. Women are choosing themselves. Women are looking out for themselves and being intentional with themselves. I don't see how anything is wrong with the sister talking about how people are complaining that our standards are high, and then her listing her entire accomplishment. They're saying, a lot of them say, oh, that's not what women are looking for. Da, 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 da. I just did a video, was it a couple of days ago, of where that man is thinking of leeching on his girlfriend's money if they get married. That there's no need for prenup. Huh? I just did a video of Andrew and Sarah Kim. Andrew not doing any job, and Sarah has a 9 to 5, still comes back to become an influencer. She's working 2 jobs and he has no job. And most of these men are saying that they don't care about things like that. Who are you people kidding? Like, honestly, whether you like it or not, a lot of men out there look at you as a woman and ask, how do you benefit them? Both emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. It depends on what they want at that time, what they want from you. Some men, it's finance. And if it's finance, they're going to make sure that you have the bag and all that. And they're going to let you know that they love you. But they love you is because you have what they want. Same thing with emotional, mental is the same thing. Talking about how, and as women, there's nothing wrong, and this is something that I'm really seriously trying to push out there for a lot of women to know and get it, is that there is nothing wrong being alone. There's nothing wrong with being single. Most times you want to shame people in their 30s that are single. Like, there's nothing wrong. I'm married for almost 12 years now, and I want to be alone. Like, I travel by myself. The truth is that I genuinely enjoy being alone. Coming for somebody that is a very clingy person, that hates being alone, that don't want to be alone, that can't stand our own self. I love it now. Ladies, let me tell you guys something. There's nothing. Don't allow anybody to emotionally push you. And I know that's what society does. They'll say, oh, you're 30, you're single. You're 40, you're single. Like, most times that I come across and I talk to people about going child free and how I love being by myself. I'm like, I love being myself. I like doing my own thing. A lot of time people think that it's because I am single. That is why I love doing all those things. It's because that I've done the work. A lot of women, including married women, are in relationship where they dread and they fear being by themselves. And so coming from that, I've been that person. So it's not as if I'm talking about something that I don't know. I've been that person. I walk through the process where I am so content with myself. I love my own company. In fact, when there's more than 2 people in my space, it's already crowded. Like, I'm already like, I don't even want crowd. I don't want too many friends. I don't want to be too much around too many people because I love my own energy. I love my own company. And there's nothing wrong with that. And as ladies, there's something we always talk about. Your accomplishment is very, very important. Go ahead and accomplish those goals that you want to go, those achievements. Secure yourself financially, because that's what's going to give you that liberty for you to move the way you want and make a decision and probably have a high standard. We have a lot of women that are with men because the men can provide for them financially. And this has led these men to treat them like shit because these men know that these women ain't going nowhere. And we've seen some men come out to actually testify to this and say, yes, they date broke women, poor women. They provide for women so that they can lock those women in, and those women don't have anywhere else to go. So with that, they will treat you wherever way they like. But when you have your own money, which is that's by you educating yourself, going to school, get more degrees and all that, get an amazing job or secure an amazing job for yourself. When you're that, you will be in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship, not because you have to be in a relationship. A lot of women are in relationship because they have to be in relationship because either society has pressurized them that how can you be 30, how can you be 28, how can you be 40 and you're single, and made them to be in a relationship where they don't even feel fulfilled, they don't feel happy because what they want the most out of that relationship, they are not getting it, but they will stay in that relationship because one, that society has pressurized them to do that. Two, they don't even have the finance for them to be on their own from that relationship. So they're going to put up with that man, put up with that BS. And at the end of the day, your clock is clocking, your time is going, your life is going. How long do you want to live on this earth that you're going to live this life so miserable? Like I tell people, I said, I'm already in my 40. If I have another 40 years by the grace of God, it's a plus. So why would I even be living my life just to pander to people because I cannot provide for myself? Or to go with what society wants me because society wants me to do it. Why don't I just live my authentic self, be myself, love myself, do things because I want to do them? Because those are the things I want. I'm making that decision clearly with my head and with no hopefulness that my life is in another person's hand or decision. Why? Ladies, have your standard high. And one thing about when you have your degree, your finance in order, and you know yourself, you love yourself, you're into yourself, you're very self-centered, your standards are just not naturally going to be high because one, you treat yourself with so much grace and love and attention. Why will you be with somebody that treats you with anything less than that? But a lot of women, because we are not in that place where we treat ourselves with so much love, attention, in being very intentional with our life, that is the more reason why we settle with bumps. I said what I said. That is the more reason why we settle with bumps. That's the more reason we stay with them as long as we do. Yes, I'm saying it to you. Yes, you know why. So that's why I'm a big advocate for women. Go to therapy if you can afford it. Like, I try and unpack a lot of your trauma. Know yourself, know who you are, know what you are and what you want out of life. And then try and secure the bag. Try and work your ass off and secure the bag and provide for yourself, so that when you want to be with a man, when you want to attract a man, you're attracting a man because you're being with him because you want it. You want to be with that man, not because you have to. Because when you know yourself, you know your trauma, you've done the whole healing where you're very self-centered, society pressure don't get to you. I'm telling you, coming from a woman that's living that life. Anyway, guys, please go ahead down in the comment section. I really love to know what you guys think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful, okay? Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up too, okay?